Hi, in this video we're going to take a look at some privacy search engines. Now, privacy-focused search engines have been around for quite a few years, but in 2025 they're becoming increasingly popular. The landscape of search is evolving and users are increasingly seeking alternatives to, let's face it, what have we been using over the years? It's a long time since Ask Jeeves and Yahoo were popular. We now use Google, though some of us use Bing, but really Google is the main one. But people are becoming more and more concerned about what happens to their data and what companies like Google are making money out of this data about our details and marketing. And these search engines now prioritize data protection over generating ad revenue. As you probably know, with Google, has become increasingly commercialized, and you can see them making money in all the adverts when you go and search for anything, but also they're making money out of your data and tracking your users outside of you as well. So we're going to just look at a few of the options you've got for privacy-focused search engines, and you can deep dive into them more. I'm not going to go into them in huge detail, but I'll keep this video short, but let's just have a look at some of them. Okay, first of all, some reasons to use privacy search engines. Briefly, no tracking. Your search engine history remains private. It's not stored and used, and all your data gathered about things like what PC you're using, where you are, and stuff like that. So they don't track you. You go into a privacy search engine, you type in your query, and it gives you the results, and that's it. It doesn't store your browsing history, so it doesn't build up a pattern over time if you're searching for specific things regularly. It's not creating a profile of you and again selling this data and using that to promote adverts, as you see. It doesn't store your IP address, so it doesn't use location checking, so it doesn't store where you're from and add that to the rest of your data. And this all really boils down to doesn't sell your data, and they don't target your adverts. Now, you might think the adverts on a search engine are completely random or just based on the query. They're not with things like Google. They're different for you than they will be for me, even for the same search query. They are really making money out of data that you think you might just be typing into the search engine. And of course, some of us want to keep our search history private for other reasons. You know, we're not all looking for a best TV. Some people are looking at confidential and sensitive information from our search engines, and we don't want that to be logged against our profiles. Okay, so look at some of these that don't do this. They don't store your IP. They don't store your data. These are probably the four most popular. There are others, and I'll mention them quickly at the bottom. We've got Brave Search, DuckDuckGo, Startpage, and Ecosia. So let's just have a quick look at them. Here's Brave. Now, one of the interesting things about Brave, let's just do a quick query here, just so you can see it working. Let's do Best Movies 2025, just so we can have a look. Now, again, it's a standard search engine result. It looks very much like Google in some ways, otherwise, except it isn't covered in bloody adverts at the top and the bottom. You've got an AI section here, so a little summary, which you see on Bing and Google. You will notice there's no adverts for this query. I don't know if there are any at the bottom, but no, I don't think so. No sponsored ads. Brave do pay for adverts. They do. You will have adverts there, but remember they're based on this the query, so it's a contextual. It's not based on all your other data and where you are and where you're located and stuff like that. Brave is different from most of the privacy search engines. It has its own index, which I'll mention in a moment. Here's this next one, DuckDuckGo. Let's just have a quick look here. Best Movies 2025. Right, so here we've got some, again, similar advert there. You can have an AI summary in the separate little bar there. It's just a slightly different layout. You can see we've got some ads here. In fact, quite a few ads. So, sort of the first page, most of them is there. And are there any at the bottom? No. So a couple, way less than Google as it is. But again, DuckDuckGo is quite high on privacy. I'll show you in a minute a summary of which ones are considered more private than the others. But it works great. Another nice feature are called, on DuckDuckGo, bangs, where you can just type an exclamation mark and you can actually search in specific sites. So if you just want to, looking for a game and you just want to search Steam, you can just put, you can select that, or Wikipedia, so movies 2025. Ooh, I thought I need to stop there. So if you just click that, you could just go to IMDb and it puts that in and put movies 2025. So you, instead of searching all of DuckDuckGo, you will just search IMDb movies, which is quite a useful little feature. I quite like it. They're called DuckDuck Bangs for some reason. So you can see then it just goes onto IMDb and searches there. Okay, there they are. Bangs are, they're basically shortcuts. Right, next one we've got, where have we gone? Startpage. Startpage is quite a useful and popular privacy search engine. Again, considered one of the most secure. What do they have quite a cool feature. Let me just go. So we just clicked here, 2025. Quite a lot of adverts here. These adverts are from Bing and Google, so they don't have their own advertising. Brave have their own advertising sort of setup within, as well as their own index. Startpage is using Google and Bing's results and then just sort of curating them. And you can say the same with adverts there as well. A really cool feature Startpage has got is, you see here, it's got view in anonymous view. That means when you actually click out from the search results, although no data is stored by the search engine, as soon as you go to a website, they will record your IP address and data. Startpage actually has got like a mini VPN service, which will hide your location from the actual website as well. So not only does the search engine do nothing, doesn't record all your details, it actually protects you slightly against the site where you visit. Okay, so only if you view in anonymous view. If you just click on the standard link, your IP address will be passed on as normal in the browser. And the last one of those of us for an ecological bent is Ecosia, which again has got a great privacy background, doesn't store your IP address, doesn't store your data. They actually use the money they generate, or a certain percentage certainly, to, here are the adverts you can see from this query, just a couple. But they again curate Google and Bing's index, but they will donate some of that to building trees, and it's a sort of search engine, ecologically friendly search engine. See, there's how many trees they've planted, which, if that is true, is pretty damn impressive. 231 million. Okay, so that's basically your main selection. So yeah, quick, Brave Search is one of the most popular ones, and DuckDuckGo is probably the most popular privacy engine. As I say, Brave Search has its own index. It's based on something called the Web Discovery Project. So you're not really linked to Google. The others are all linked to Google and Bing. DuckDuckGo, big, 100 million searches daily, no personal information, very strict on privacy. Startpage, again, uses Google results without the tracking, based in Netherlands. It's got a strong European presence, but will follow European privacy laws, remember. The Ecosia plants trees with a search revenue. Sounds good to me. It uses Bing's index mainly rather than Google. Okay, just a little feature comparison. Of the privacy protection, DuckDuckGo and Startpage are probably considered higher than others. Brave has got the only one with an independent index. They have got Google features and customization. DuckDuckGo have got the bang shortcuts that I've just showed you. Startpage have got the anonymous view proxy. That's the little VPN thing that hides you from the search result, the website you visit through the search result. And Ecosia, if you want to plant trees, that's the one to use. Okay, so they'll use revenue generated. If you're not happy and you want to do a bit more research to these are possibly a bit even more secure if you want to check them out. There's one called Mojeek here. They've got 4 billion pages index, and it is supposed to be truly independent, so we're not using Google's index. They've got their own index here. It's in the UK, and it's got, again, a no tracking policy, like all these privacy engines are supposed to have. So a complete tracking-free experience, own search index, and so no third-party service or analytics are stored when you use it. Private-SH, a proxy system of enhanced anonymity. This is even more secure, I think, and more, whether you get the results, I'm not sure. I haven't used this very much. But if you want to check it out, private.sh, zero login policy, no IP address storage, and end-to-end encrypted search queries. Remember, this is only regarding search. If you do want proper encryption and protected, you'll need to use a VPN service. I can recommend NordVPN, and there's a discount link in my description below. Okay, that's all for now. I hope that's given you a little introduction. I'll put some links in the description, and hope you have a nice private day. Bye for now.